So then, here we go, we are doing the section around Sydney Cottage on the number 9, which goes from Wolverhampton to here in Bridgnorth. And once it completes the journey from Wolverhampton, it goes round the Sydney Cottage estate by following the 101 route, which is the local service in Bridgnorth, and then returns to Sainsbury's to form the 9 back to Wolverhampton. And with the bus we have is a Pulsar, Pulsar VDL. And this brings me back to the days when Arriva used to put the Pulsars on the 9s in the past, from when this was previously, when it was operated by Telford, before, when it used to do the 2-hour journey to Telford. And the 9 used to go down that slope there to head towards Telford via Broseley and Ironbridge, but that's now only covered by the number 8 route, which is worked by the ARR9. And there's a select bus services Volvo V7R Relay with a right and conservative body, and that's just come off the 436 service from Shrewsbury. That was actually one of the first V7s to enter service, and that is bus number 8. And I wrote that last year on the 436 itself, from Bridgnorth from Shrewsbury to here in Bridgnorth. And Select had the 436 since last year, taken over from Arriva, which operated the route from Shrewsbury and used to work on this the number 9 to Wolverhampton. The 9's now back in Telford, and Select taken over the 436. And of course they've also got the 297, which is the Bridgnorth to Kidderminster, so they've got the Kidderminster as well, the Kiddie one, which was operated by Arriva for many years, take over from Whittles. Whittles used to do the 297, they also did the 101 Town Circular, and even the 125, the Stourbridge run. And the 125 was passed on to Central buses, and then was brought out by Diamond. The Central buses did have the 101, but that did not go to Diamond, that went to Easy. Then it went over back to Arriva, and it's also been with GHA as well, and quite a few other operators. Here we go now around Sydney Cottage. This is a very interesting route. It's nice to have an extra bus route coming along here, because before you only just had the 101 and parts of the 125, serving most of the But however, I'm not doing the Wolverhampton bit actual, I'm doing that final bit virtual. So I'm doing that bit virtual. So the line will then continue back into Wolverhampton. Now there was a couple of mistakes that I made today. Accidentally got on the form in Aidley, where I was supposed to be going to Bridgnorth when I just didn't get the time right. So I got off halfway and then changed for number 4 back to Maidley Centre and finally got on the 8 down to Bridgnorth, the route that I really needed. So I just got a bit confused with the times. So here we go, we are now approaching, we're coming back towards the town centre. So the 125 goes directly along this road and then it does a left and then there's a sharp right and then heads towards Highley and of course Kidderminster and Stourbridge. It does go through Bewdley, but at the moment with the bridge only one way, it's going via the bypass through Bewdley. So the time is now 13:03, just nearly 1:05 in the afternoon, and the 297 is the has left Kidderminster because that runs every 2 hours, and then of course as well as the 297 coming in, you've also got the 113 and 114 coming in as well from Telford that goes via Shipley. Now I haven't done those routes for a while now, but I'm hoping to get back on those routes in a not too distant future. So 436 turns right to go up towards Mutwenlock and up into Shrewsbury, whilst the number 9 Okay then, that was a lovely walk around the town centre here in Bridgnorth, and so here we are going through the town itself. So you got all the little shops, Catherine's Bakery and the original factory shop. Here's the centre, the focal point of the town centre, and we're just by the Harp Inn, and we're now leaving the town centre. There's Trespass store, which is actually cordoned off because of the footpath being closed. Nice little busy town Bridgnorth is. So we're now on our way from Bridgnorth. Now. Some film crew going on around here as well. It's the film crew.
Straight over?
Yeah, straight on. So you've got a Saturday park and ride service that operates around here. So just going straight. Yep. So lovely day today here in Bridgnorth. Steps, so we're just by Cannon Steps, and so this is taking us out of Bridgnorth. So we're now on new road, just winding along the road now. Anyway, just gone down. So yeah, it's been a lovely day here in Bridgnorth. So there you got the old Arriva. So you got the Arriva bus flags here. There are certain areas that have still retained the old Arriva bus signs. From areas where Arriva no longer actually operates. So you've got Ridley's here. Obviously Bridgnorth has its very own dedicated chippy, and also as an ice cream parlour. So just waiting for traffic lights. So here we go, we're now setting off out of Bridgnorth, and so there's the River Severn. So there used to be a news agents down here back in the day. Used to get your lottery tickets, number 9's coming in to Bridgnorth from Wolverhampton. Co-op, Bridgnorth Co-op here. Used to be a Summerfields and a Quick Save back in the day. So we've got a sign here for the A442 bound for Telford, and then there's the A454 towards Wolverhampton. And
the 9's to Wolverhampton, the 113 and 114 to Telford, and the 115 and 116 to Westonheath, even the 297 towards Kidderminster. And so here we are. Now coming towards the roundabout. The junction, the first exit is for the 113 and 115 to head towards the Shifnal Way. The next junction is the 114 and 116 to head towards Shifnal via Warfield. So we're just leaving Bridgnorth, but we are still going to be in the area because this is a local service, but we're just leaving the heart of Bridgnorth. So there's the back of the Co-op supermarket, and there's the entrance back into Lowtown, and there's a car park just right behind the Falcon Hotel. So there's St Mary's Church, which has the green dome, and of course you'd see Bridgnorth Castle. The other church that's within the Bridgnorth area is St Leonard's, and that's on the far right. So Bridgnorth is a popular destination to be. So here we go. We're just now going to be heading towards Danesford now, so we'll be heading up to Danesford. So we're going to go by Danesford Aldi, and then we're going to go back on ourselves, and then we're going to go onto the Grove Estate. And so here we are. And if you remembered with Easy, when Easy used to have this service, they used a VDL SB120 along with the Optare Tempos and the Denny Starts. Even the Denny Start that used to be an ex-Hanson's bus. Central buses, they used Versas and an ADL Enviro 200. Whittles, they used Denny Starts and ADL Enviro 200s. GHA used Optare Solos. So there's been loads of different buses, vehicles on the route over the years, but Arriva used the ADL Enviro 200s. Sometimes they put on Solos, Street Lights and Pulsars, but it's only rare Pulsar makes an appearance on this route. Especially a Pulsar to make a rare appearance on the 297 to Kidderminster, because that's usually worked by the smaller vehicles. Here we go. So this is an ADL Enviro 200, as we all know, and it's a 2012 plate reg. So this is a 2012 plate, and this is one of the best vehicles that's on the fleet. And so here we go. So we're just right by the Aldi in Bridgnorth. So this is 2148. So this is 2148. And this bus here, and I'll just check when this bus was first in service, because I know it's with Arriva in Telford, because I know it's a Telford vehicle. So then guys, we're heading out of Bridgnorth on a service number 9 bound for Wolverhampton. So this is the Stourbridge Road, and this is going to take us towards Wolverhampton. Roundabout, and so here we go. We're just heading away from Bridgnorth, and this is the part that's covered by the Arriva number 9 service towards Wolverhampton. AT brown coach just gone past. So the number 9 towards Wolverhampton comes along this line, along with the 114 from Telford.
Barnsley and Roughton. There's the other sign there for Barnsley and Roughton, and also sign for the Warfield Golf Club. So we're now in Wyken. So now at Wyken. So going left goes towards Brighton, and also Burnhill Green and Warfield, and also to the Hillville, Hardy Plants and the Dog Inn. So just gone by the Wheel Inn pub. So now heading out of the Bridgnorth way. So we're now coming to Hilton. So we're now at Hilton. So there's a 30-mile speed limit as we have to drive at a very steady speed limit. Hilton Brook House. We're now going up, so there's now a 40-mile speed limit, so we're now going up to 40 miles now. Summer hanging basket plants. Saturday boot sale. More information, there's signage here, B4176 towards Telford and Dudley, and also the A454 continues on to Wolverhampton. There's a sign here for the vineyard, a brown sign as we're closer to a vineyard. Rabbit Run. So we're now going up the A454 away from Bridgnorth now.
So we're now in Shipley. So we're now leaving Shropshire, and now we're coming into Staffordshire. And here we have Bridgnorth Garden Centre. Now, if you fast forward back to the day, it used to be known as Garden Lands. Well, we all pronounced it as Garden Land and the Shipley Centre. And it was under Garden and Leisure Management. And then later, it was taken on by Wyvale. So Wyvale Garden Centres took over the running of the management. And then by 2021, it was taken on by the current management, British Garden Centres. So it had changed over the years. And so it's now under British Garden Centres. And of course, the concessions includes a regatta outdoors, cotton traders, and weird fish. And there's also a Maidenhead Aquatics and a pair of shoes. So the Shipley Centre, I don't think that exists anymore, unfortunately, or maybe it's under something else. So we're now coming to the Fox Inn at Shipley. So we're now on our way down towards Wolverhampton. So we'll soon be arriving into Wolverhampton. So here's Leland's Garden Centre. This is Leland's little nursery compared to the larger one. And if you go further down here, you've got like the garden village, and the garden village includes pavilions, Doolittle's Pet and Aquatic Superstore, and there's a little bit of outlets. This is a bit of an outlet place. So we're now in like the area of Purton area. So we're now in the Purton area on the number 9, even though we're not in the centre of Purton. So you've got the double pylons together, so they're like, you know, double parallel. So we're now travelling through the Staffordshire area, and this is going to take us out of the Staffordshire border and into Transport for West Midlands territory. So we just left the Staffordshire area, so we'll soon be arriving into Wolverhampton. So we're now in under the boundary of TFWM. So here we are, just now arriving into Wolverhampton area. So the Bridgnorth Road continues along. So So we're now on Compton Road West. Anyway, here we are now arriving at Wolverhampton. Here we are in Wolverhampton.